What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. And as you guys are watching this on Wednesday, I'm actually filming this video on Tuesday night. So by the time this video comes out, it'll be Wednesday when you guys are watching it. I got back from Miami Tuesday night, tonight, as I'm recording this. I got back around 7:30. Came home, ate dinner, watched Hard Knocks, and Hard Knocks made me even more pissed off about this game. And this loss to the Tennessee Titans. And as you guys know, I was at the game Monday night. Fantastic trip. Love Florida. Miami's awesome. The tailgating before the game was the best tailgate that I've ever been to in my entire life. Going to a football game. Shout out to everybody that I met at the tailgate. At the end of the day, it's all love. It doesn't matter if you're just hanging out, having a good time with Dolphin fans. If we have different opinions, talking trash with some Titans fans, which I love. I love talking trash to opposing teams that come to the home stadium. That's just the type of dude I am, since I'm a big Philly fan. Phillies, Sixers. That's what their fans do. That's what we do. We talk trash to opposing teams' fans. So when I walk up and when I'm at the tailgating and I see a Titans fan, I might say a thing or here, because that's just what I do. That's just the type of person that I am. But the tailgating experience last night was phenomenal. The game, however, was not phenomenal. And before I clicked record, I sat here and I'm thinking about the season for the Miami Dolphins. And this is basically just a video, since I was at the game and I didn't do a post-game recap video. This is just a video for me to just let it all out to you guys and give you what I honestly think. And I just need to let it all out before I'm able to move on. And I'm not going to be able to move on until at least Friday, when I'm previewing the game against the New York Jets, because now we got to talk about the Jets and all that, which we blew them out on Black Friday. But it's going to be a way tougher game. This game is going to be way tougher than the Black Friday game was. And I just want to point out one thing, too. There's a reason why I come on here and say, no, we should be able to beat the Commanders, but it could be a tough game. They got scary weapons on offense. There's a reason why I come on here and I say don't take the Jets lightly. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Don't take the Carolina Panthers lightly. There's a reason why I come on here and say this. And it's because any given Sunday, or technically in this case, any given Monday night, any given week, a team you don't expect to come into your house, a team that came into your house as 13.5-point underdogs, comes out with the win. And credit to the Tennessee Titans, man. They kept fighting when the Dolphins took the foot off the gas pedal, which, I cannot wait to talk about Bradley Chubb. What a dope. But this video is just basically me letting it all out to you guys, letting you know how I feel. Gonna talk about Mike McDaniel. Gonna talk about the offense. Gonna talk about the defense. Gonna talk about the number one seed. Gonna talk whether I think they're gonna win the division or not. I don't even know if they're gonna win the division anymore. I can't lie. I'm not lying. I don't know if they're going to win the division. Because you have all these people on social media. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. The Bills can beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs can beat the Bills. It doesn't matter. Well, let me tell you something, folks. I care more about a home playoff game. I care more about locking up the division to guarantee a home playoff game than the number one seed. The number one seed is just extra layer to the cake. I want a home playoff game. I have not watched, never in my life have I seen the Miami Dolphins win a playoff game. I've only seen 2 playoff games in my life. Both of those games we came in the last wild card. We almost won last year. Very close game against the Bills. But I'm tired of listening to the same song every year. It's like when you're in the workout, when you go to the gym and you clock in and the first thing you do is go to the treadmill. That's what I like to do when I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, first thing I do before I start my workout is 20 minutes on the treadmill. And, it's like listening to the same song and you get your playlist ready, and every single day when you go to the gym, it's the same song that starts off. It's the same songs that play in your playlist. It's terrible. And when the new album comes out, it's the same song. That's exactly how I feel with the Miami Dolphins. I feel like I'm listening to the same song. And I feel like the Dolphins are about to collapse. I'm not kidding. They did this to us last year. Who's going to stop them from doing it again? I cannot, and I really hate saying it. I really do. But, folks, I can't go through another December collapse. I've already been through enough. I mean, for fuck's sake. I've seen the Sixers lose a 7-game series to one of my most hated teams in all sports, the Boston Celtics, when the Sixers were winning 3-2. I've seen the Philadelphia Phillies blow a 3-2 lead to the Arizona Diamondbacks of all teams. And I saw them lose Game 7 in person. And now last night, Dolphins have a 14-point lead with 3 minutes to go against the 4-8 Tennessee Titans, a team that they are so much better than. And they lose. They're so much better than the Titans, man. And they let the Titans do that in their house, with the entire world watching. I'm trying. I'm trying my best to stay calm. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it the whole time. Let's just get into it. If you guys haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the vlog that I did for this game. It'll be posted at the end of the video in the last 20 seconds. All you have to do is click at the end of the video. It'll take you right to the vlog. Okay. Where do I start? Where do I start? Let's start with the offense. Let's start with the offense because the loss was very disappointing. But what was also extremely disappointing was the injuries early in this game. The first 5 plays, 3 injuries happened. Xavier Howard got injured on the 3rd play of the game. He came back in the game. Jalen Waddle got injured on the 1st play of the game. He got smoked, and he ended up coming back. But the big injury in this game, and I don't know how the Miami Dolphins are going to overcome this, is Connor Williams. And the injury, watching it tonight on Hard Knocks, looked bad. And I don't know how he was able to walk off on his own power and hang out on the sideline with a knee brace on. I don't know how he was able to do it. but the man has a torn ACL, and he's out for the season. Confirmed today by Mike McDaniel. He's out for the season. It's his contract year. He's not going to get paid by the Miami Dolphins. Based on the timeline of his ACL, the Miami Dolphins are not going to be bringing him back more than likely. So last night was the last game Connor Williams will probably ever play in a Miami Dolphins uniform. And that's sad because he's one of the best centers in the NFL. He came to the Miami Dolphins as a guard, and they transitioned him to center. And he became one of the better centers in the AFC. And now you move Liam Eichenberg to center. Liam Eichenberg's been playing good at guard. Liam Eichenberg, the past 3 games, has been playing some good football, whether it's at left guard or right guard. He hasn't been bad. Liam Eichenberg at center is trash. It's just not his. That's not. He's better off at guard. And this is what happens when you get over yourself, Chris Greer. This is what happens when you get overconfident and you're like, the offensive line's okay. The only people that are worried about our offensive line is the fans and you guys. I remember those exact words at the postseason press conference when the season was over. The only people that are worried about our offensive line is you guys and the fans. We're not worried. Well, Mr. Greer, they're without a center for the rest of the season now because Liam Eichenberg's not a legit center. They moved him to center fucking 8 weeks ago when Connor Williams got hurt against the Buffalo Bills 10 weeks ago, whenever the fuck it was. We don't have a legit center on this team. And I see people on social media saying the Dolphins need to go sign Ben Jones. The Dolphins need to go sign Rodney Hudson. I think Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel are too stubborn about themselves that they're not going to. And if they're not going to, they're going to fall flat on their face. This offensive line is going to fall flat on its face because it's been playing great. They're having a great season. And now Connor Williams goes down with a torn ACL. And he's out for the year. And I just don't think they're going to be able to overcome that. The other big injury in this game was Tyreek with the ankle injury. Tyreek came back in the middle of the third quarter, but he was not the same. And I'm really, all 3 phases, coaching, offense, and the defense, lost us this game. If I had to rank them 1 to 3, I'm going offense 1, coaching 2, defense 3. And I understand the defense gave up 15 points within 3 minutes, or basically within a minute and a half, because the Dolphins' offense they went 3 and out fast. I understand they gave up 15 minutes in a snap of a finger, but folks, they got 3 turnovers. They got 3 turnovers. They could not have helped them enough. First drive of the game, Connor Williams goes down. Tyreek goes down. Liam Eichenberg at the 2-yard line. Muff snap. You just kissed 7 points goodbye. The Dolphins left so many points on the field. And they did not know what to do when Connor Williams wasn't on the field and when Tyreek was on the field. Outside of Tua, those are the 2 most important players on the offense. We thought in the beginning of the season it was Teron Armstead. But when he's out, Kendall Lamb has been doing a well job. He's been doing well. He's doing a fine job. But when the two most important players outside of Tua got injured, the offense sputtered. The offense struggled. The offense was mid. And the one time they did somewhat go down the field and they settle for a field goal, the field goal gets blocked. And oh, by the way, it got blocked against a team that just fired their special teams coordinator last week. So how embarrassing is that? I'd say that's pretty fucking embarrassing. But the offense could have moved the entire game. Tua Tagovailoa did not have a good game. This was his chance. Now, I don't really care about MVP that much, but this was his chance to shut the doubters up that's saying Tua needs Tyreek. Tua needs Tyreek. And what did he prove last night? That Tua needs Tyreek. So, you can kiss Tua being the MVP goodbye. Because it's not happening. He's out of the conversation. Which is not the end of the world. And it's only the end of the world for Dolphin fans that only care about Tua Tagovailoa. And they're not true Dolphin fans. But the offense struggled without Tyreek and Connor Williams. For some reason, I don't know why, but they abandoned the run again. I'll get into Mike McDaniel. Don't fucking worry. He's going to be next. And the wide receivers, it's like Jalen Waddle disappeared. I know he had 6 catches for 79 yards, but dude, again, this was his chance to go out and show the world what he can do without Tyreek Hill on the field, and he really didn't do much. He had 6 catches for 79 yards, which is nice. But in a game like this, that's not good enough. That's just not good enough. And the Dolphins needed more, and the Titans secondary was clamping on the receivers. The receivers couldn't get open. And the offensive line was bad. 4 backups and Austin Jackson. And Austin Jackson, who just got paid, had his worst game of the season as a Miami Dolphin this season. He signed his contract last week. And then he goes out and he has his worst offensive performance of the year. When the Dolphins allow 3 or less sacks, they win. Last night, they allowed 5 sacks. Tua Tagovailoa got sacked 5 times last night. Austin Jackson did not have a good game. Liam Eichenberg did not have a good game. Robert Jones did not have a good game. So basically, the only people on the offensive line that were holding it down was the left side, which was Kendall Lamb and Lester Cotton. Now, with Connor Williams out for the season, that's a concern. Because, folks, you look at the teams the Miami Dolphins are playing right now. They're going to be playing the Jets this week. And while the Jets might stink on offense, they still got a pretty good defense. And I know we put 34 on them the first time, but this is going to be a different game. I'm telling you right now. Because what's going to determine this game is the play of the offensive line. If the Jets' defensive line is being disruptive and getting after Tua Tagovailoa, the Jets are going to win this game. The Jets are going to go to Hard Rock Stadium, just like the Titans did, and pull off the big upset. As a double-digit dog, more than likely. And if we go into this game with Robert Jones, Liam Eichenberg, and Lester Cotton as our interior offensive line, I'm concerned. I'm legit concerned about this game. And I'm hearing that Armstead, he's trying to play against the Jets this week. And Robert Hunt, McDaniel's still calling him week to week. What the fuck happened to him? I don't know. But this offensive line's collapsing before our very eyes. They are collapsing before our very eyes. And I don't know how big of an impact Tyreek is going to have in this game if he plays. You wait and see tomorrow. You guys will see this today. You wait and see the injury report today. Holy shit. It's going to be a laundry list of names for the Miami Dolphins. You think anybody's going to fucking practice today? Hell no. So the interior offensive line is Lester Cotton, Liam Eichenberg, and Robert Jones. Yes, I'm nervous about this game because the Jets could single-handedly win this game on defense with our offensive line. And I would strongly consider if Teron Armstead can play in this game, and that's another thing too, man. Why is McDaniel being sissies to these players? If they're good to go, then let them fucking play. Why are you going out there and saying there's no restrictions to Armstead, and then he's not playing on Monday night? That makes no sense to me at all. We could have used him last night, but if Armstead plays against the Jets, I would strongly consider moving Kendall Lamb to guard next to Teron Armstead. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. And to anybody that thinks the Dolphins are going to get a center 4 weeks before the end of the season, yeah, good luck with that one, pal. Good luck with that one. I'm worried about this fucking offense. Because now they're actually going to be playing good defenses at the end of the season. They have the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Ravens. Top 10 defenses. Yikes. Yikes. Let's talk about Mike McDaniel. This was the worst loss in the Mike McDaniel era. The Dolphins left so many points on the board. And they showed how undisciplined they are in this game. And I look at two plays. I look at Bradley Chubb, and I look at Blake Ferguson. Why your long snapper has to get in front of anybody's business, I have no idea. He's costing the team 15 yards. Are you kidding me? You're the fucking long snapper. Why are you causing drama on the field? And then Bradley Chubb. If I was Mike McDaniel, I would have been fucking chewing him up on the sideline. Being like, you're a fucking dope, bro. McDaniel, when the players are undisciplined and the team is undisciplined, I look at the coach. We all love Mike McDaniel, right? The corny jokes and all that stuff. His corny press conferences. We all love McDaniel. But at some point, man, you gotta start taking this shit seriously. You got to. I'm tired of the corny shit. We're in fucking December. Last year, you went 0-5 in December. This year, you might be going 1-4 in December. If this team collapses again, you know who I'm looking at? More than likely, I'm looking at you, buddy boy. I'm looking at Mike McDaniel being like, you learned nothing from last year, and you weren't prepared for the biggest month of the NFL season before the playoffs. If this team collapses again in December, I'm looking at Mike McDaniel because he didn't learn from last year. And that is a stubborn head coach. Brian Flores was a stubborn head coach as well. The only difference between the two is that Brian Flores had zero personality, and Mike McDaniel possibly has the most personality out of any NFL coach in the league. But what really pisses me off about McDaniel, man, and I'm talking about this with people in my section, 3 times. 3 times. You refuse to run the ball inside the 5-yard line. It's so predictable at this point. Throwing a fade route to Cedric Wilson, at least give Chase Claypool a shot. If you're going to throw a fade, it's so predictable. They have Cedric Wilson double covered on the fade route, and he's still throwing it to him. He's still throwing it to him. The play calling was so predictable, bro. 13-10 in the fourth quarter. 3 passes, all of them are incomplete. McGenius at it again. And there's been a couple times this year where the play calling has costed the Miami Dolphins games. It costed them in Germany. I blame that game on McDaniel. And it costed them against the Titans. And you have to put the blame on McDaniel. The Chiefs game was not a team loss. This was much worse to a team that you are so better than. And this was the definition of a team loss. And a team that gave up, that stopped putting the foot on the gas when they were up 2 touchdowns with 4.5 minutes. That shows undisciplined to me. You know who I blame for that? I blame the coach for not disciplining his players. Now I want to talk about the defense, because I talked about McDaniel about not running the ball at the goal line and him not disciplining the players. He's letting them get off scotch-free. Start taking this shit serious, McDaniel. I don't want to hear the jokes anymore. I don't want to hear the corny press conferences. It's not funny. Start winning meaningful football games in December. The defense. Oh, the defense. I sat right above the end zone in the 300 level, so I could see the entire field. You want to know how? Will Levis. It's funny to me, man. It's funny to me. The quarterbacks going into this game that the Dolphins lost to were Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. All of them have had huge accomplishments in the NFL. They're all top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. And, you can live with that loss, I guess. Even though at some point, the Miami Dolphins are going to have to beat a good football team before the playoffs. Because if they don't, they're going to get eliminated first round. It don't matter if they're home or on the road. They will get eliminated in the first round if they don't beat a good football team. So they have to get a win over the Cowboys, Ravens, or Bills. That's a different story for another day. The defense. Let Will Levis carve you up. And again, as I just said, I got off track there, but as I just said, I sat right above the end zone in a 300 level, so I got to see the entire field. Do you guys know how Will Levis was carving up this Dolphins defense? With big chunk yard plays. Just like the Dolphins offense would carve up the opposing team's defense with big chunk yard plays. Let me tell you what was going on. You had 2 receivers on one side. Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard guarding those receivers. The safeties on top, which they were so far back, I don't understand why. For some reason, Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard were 8 to 10 yards off the receiver. And they were backpedaling as fast as possible. And then the receivers would cross, and they're wide open. That's why DeAndre Hopkins was wide open on those last two drives for the Tennessee Titans. He was wide open. That's why DeAndre Hopkins got the better of Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard. Jalen Ramsey letting Derrick Henry wide open for that first down. Come on, bro. You're better than that. And then getting carved up in the passing game by Tajay Spears. Listen, man. Will Levis gave Xavier Howard a lot of opportunities to go up and get the interception. Quite frankly, Will Levis had one bad play the entire game, and it was the interception to Zach Sealer for a touchdown. That's the only bad play Will Levis had in this entire game. Tua Tagovailoa had a ton of bad plays. Will Levis had one. Will Levis played his best game as an NFL pro, and I don't want to hear otherwise. The guy hasn't done fucking shit before this game besides carve up the Atlanta Falcons. He hasn't done shit for 5 games. And then he comes into Hard Rock Stadium against a Vic Fangio defense. You tell me who I would trust more between Will Levis and Vic Fangio? 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Vic Fangio. And even Vic Fangio, I'm a little bit disappointed with the play calling on defense those last 2 drives because they sent absolutely no pressure to Will Levis. And the Titans' offensive line is terrible. 42 sacks allowed going into this game. The Miami Dolphins got 1 sack. That's unacceptable. That's just unacceptable. And I don't know. Next game concerns me, even though they're playing the Jets. Garrett Wilson's a deep threat. If we have this game with 2 backup safeties, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. But I said in the intro that I would talk about the number 1 seed and the division. I'm saving that for the preview on Friday. I'll talk a little bit about the division, but I don't have the energy, man. This team pisses me off. It's a love-hate relationship with the Dolphins at this point. It's the same song every year. I don't know what's going to happen. But we'll be here to cover it. So I had to get that off my chest. That was a team. It's not one of those games where, okay, the defense allowed 48 points to the Bills, and at that point the offense couldn't keep up. The defense didn't allow 31 points to the Eagles. Or the defense allowed 31 points to the Eagles. 10 penalties to 0 in favor of the Eagles. You know, the defense shut out Patrick Mahomes in the second half, and the offense couldn't do jack shit. It's not those type of losses. This was a full team loss. That's on offense, defense, coaching, and special teams. All 4 phases of the game lost to the Tennessee Titans. As Mike Daniels said at the end of Hard Knocks, take it up the chin and learn from it, because it's going to fucking hurt and it's going to be fucking annoying. If this team, and I'm going to jam it down y'all throats all week, so be ready. preview coming out Friday for the Dolphins-Jets game. If the Dolphins, I don't care what fucking injuries they have going into this game, unless for God forbid Tyreek doesn't play. God forbid Tyreek Hill doesn't play in this game. If the Miami Dolphins don't come out and absolutely pounce on the New York Jets like they did on Black Friday, their season's over. Sunday against the Jets, you might not think so, but up here in my mind, if they lose to the Jets on Sunday, they have to play games against the Cowboys, the Bills, and the Ravens. If they lose to the Jets and they go 9-5, the season's over. So yeah, this is our biggest game of the season. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Had to get that off my chest, man. It felt good. I'm not going to lie. It felt good to get that off my chest. Just going to put it in the rearview mirror, I guess. Until Friday, I guess. But hit the like button. Comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Be sure to subscribe. I'm taking a break. You guys get this video today on Wednesday. I'm not doing a picks video this week. I need a break. With being in Miami and traveling all day Tuesday, and then filming this. I didn't expect to do this. I expected to beat the Titans and be happy coming home. I don't know. I expected a win. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you Friday for the preview. Dolphins, Jets. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy and fins up.